Hi, I'm Dean Ricci of Ricci's Landscape Management, and today I'm going to show my crews how to secure equipment to a trailer. So before we load a piece of equipment onto a trailer, we want to make sure that the trailer is connected properly to the truck. Here we've got one of our dump trucks that goes on the landscape division, and we have a 7-ton tilt trailer that we've hooked up already to the dump truck. Some things you want to go over before you load the equipment. One, you want to make sure that the pintle hook is fully latched and the pin is through the pintle hook. Second, you want to make sure that the safety chains are crisscrossed. This is because in case the pintle hook fails, the trailer comes loose, the chains, you'll have some sort of control over the trailer when they're crisscrossed versus when they're running parallel. You want to make sure that the electrical is hooked up. Last but not least, you want to make sure that the breakaway cable to the brakes is hooked up to the pintle hook in case the pintle hook does fail and breaks away from the trailer, breaks away from the truck. You want to make sure that the jack is up all the way. All right, so for trailer inventory, in order to secure our piece of equipment, we have to have 2 sets of chains, 3/8 inch, grade 70, and 2 binders. Some trailers have ratchet binders, others have more of the lever binders. And if you have the lever binders, you're going to have a cheater bar to close those binders up. Okay, so this is a 7-ton tilt trailer. Before we load the piece of equipment, we need to release the hinge for the tilt. Start by pulling the pin and releasing the lever. You can let the pin dangle. Had loaded up the skid loader. We have some steps to do before we bind. First step is we want to make sure that this pin goes back into the release. Second thing we want to do is Ed had positioned the skid loader or the track loader well above the front of the wheel so that we have tongue weight. Tongue weight is the weight of the trailer tongue on the truck. We want to have about 1,500 pounds, give or take. It's hard to measure with that. But if you look at where the position is on the track loader, you'll see that the first set of D-rings, we cover them up. So we're going to use the chains on these D-rings to bind the loader down to the trailer. So we're going to lace the chain through these 2 D-hooks, and we're going to hook onto the piece of equipment. Now keep in mind the track loaders will differ from the excavators, which will differ from the mini track loaders on where the anchor points are. But here we hook the track loader there. We're going to pull this chain tight to the binder. The binder's in the center. He's going to make sure it's tight as possible and the thread is out as far as it can. So as he ratchets, he has enough he has enough thread to tighten everything up. Ratchet binders are safer than lever binders for the simple fact that they're not under force like a lever binder is. So when we're done with the front here, we have a binder that's tight, a chain that is taut, and the machine, when the truck accelerates, is not going to want to roll back. It makes it one unit with the trailer. Now when we do the back, same thing. We want to make sure that the binders, or that the anchor points, the chain has the good anchor points on this. See how Ed has tightened up the chain before he puts the ratchet on? Should have no play in the chains. The back is especially important because if you get in a wreck, all the momentum is still going forward. This is what's going to keep the machine from flying through the dump truck and into the cab and killing somebody. So we want to make sure that the back is exceptionally secure. Before we drive off, we want to make sure that the trailer, the equipment, and the truck is ready to be roadworthy. The first thing I want to do is I want to have a driver in there, and they're going to flip on the left turn signal, the right turn signal, and flash the hazards. And I want to check to make sure all the lights work. I'm also going to make sure that this chain, and both chains, both the front and the back, are tight and the binders are fully secured. I'm going to check my wheels, make sure I have the proper inflated wheels after a load is loaded. If you have a certain amount of weight and you have a low tire, you'll be able to see that. Want to make sure that the pin is in the release. We want to double check to make sure that the jack is up, the breakaway cable is connected, the pintle hook is properly secured with the linch pin in there. We also want to make sure that our safety chains are crisscrossed and attached to the truck. We also want to make sure that the tailgate is secure, and as well as the side gates. And if we have any sort of material in there, make sure that it doesn't blow out or it's secured as well. After you do the walk around of the truck and everything is in tip-top order, then you can proceed onto the road. Undoing the ratchet, it's going to have to reverse the knob here. And then just turn it the other way around, opposite of tightening. So that was loosening. Flip it over, and now you're tightening. Loosen. Tighten. Ratchet binder maintenance is Once a week, the guys need to spray the threads and the actual cogs on the ratchet. Okay, once you have the chains and the binders off, you're ready to unload. However, you first have to release the tilt on the trailer. To do so, you need to pull the pin, pull the lever, and then stick the pin through the lever in the up position. This is so that if the trailer comes back down with the machine on it, it latches. You have to pull the pin so that the lever can latch on to the trailer again. Put the pin back in. You're good to go. Make sure that the chains and the binders go back in their box. Thank you for joining me. I'm Dean Ricci of Ricci's Landscape Management.